Hey y'all, ain't nothing new but the zip code. I'm taking a little bit of a chill day, but I did want to talk about how I don't want us condemning religious spirits anymore. I know you may be thinking, hey, the nerve of her, but when I say we, again, this is the family business, and I have shares and equity, and I have voting rights in this thing that we call our father's business. So, when it comes to a religious spirit, we got to realize at some point somebody had to tell you about Jesus Christ. I don't care how old you were. I grew up in the church. Okay, somebody told you. It could have been your mama, your grandmama. So, whoever that person who has that quote unquote religious spirit learned about Jesus Christ from, they learn you don't do this, you don't do that, and you can't listen to that secular music, and you don't need to hear from God no other way but the Bible, and don't go to whatever the case may be. Yes, there are some very clear boundaries, and there are some lines that are blurry, but at the same time, I don't want us condemning these people. I want us to hold their hand and let them know, that's not the way that we do things anymore. That's an outdated practice of the gospel. And, Jesus Christ came that we may be free and free indeed, that we may have life and have such more abundantly. Not that, you got to walk on eggshells and don't do this and don't do that and don't wear pants and women can't preach and, all of these things where we're completely like that. We're missing the point too. If we condemning somebody that's, it's like the shoe is on the other foot now. Now it's not those of us who, have come to understand that God is not in a box. You know what I'm saying? And now we're not the ones who are being condemned. It's the ones who tried to who was probably raised by somebody who tried to live upright, and what they were taught was upright. Because again, this is passed down. You know what I mean? So, um, I wanted to put that out there because it was put on me. I was trying to take a break today, and as you can see, I'm not a I'm not the way I would like to look on here, and I like things to be authentic. And when the Holy Spirit is moving and speaking, who am I to say, hold on, Lord, let me throw on some lip gloss, some mascara real quick. Hold on, Lord, let me do this, let me do that real quick. I'm actually in the middle of doing something else. Forgive me if you can't hear me for this part. I'm gonna pause. And when I tell y'all that wasn't nothing but God, because these cars, I kid you not, I was sitting there, all the cars right there were turning. And next thing I know, a bunch of cars coming straight were coming out of nowhere. But yeah, I don't want to be like, yeah, Lord, let me hold on, hold that thought, Lord. Hold that thought, Lord. Let me get spiffed up real quick. I got a clean, moisturized face, and that is it. Thank God I got these braids in my hair. Y'all be getting this work for real. Hello, somebody. Am I preaching to a choir? So yeah. What is it right here? So yeah, sometimes a person is, has a kind, genuine heart and wants to genuinely help when they're share. Just like when you share something, you want to enlighten somebody about the truth. Maybe they think that that's what they're doing, and here we go, knocking them down and being quick to tell them, an energy behind what you do says a lot more than the words that you use. So let's not pretend that we're always kind when we're saying these things. A lot of times we're defensive. Take your defenses down, and just remember to be kind to people, because we're all on different levels. We're all struggling with different things that others do not know about. We're all going through, all types of things that people don't realize. Some things we are going through that we don't realize. So, I never want us to shun people in a different way than the shunning was done in the old church, in a different way than the shunning was done by our ancestors, or, the Pharisees and, people like that, right? What difference is it if you say, oh, that's a religious spirit? You're trying to say that that they have the religious spirit, but really technically If you really want to break it down, you want to get into a technicality, you're the one with the religious spirit. If depending on how you let them know that that's not the way that we do things, that's not the way that God operates, you know. So remember to lead with love and kindness and seek understanding from the Lord, because some people will come to condemn when they say things like that.